History is filled with kings, empires, and grand battles. But sometimes history turns absurd. What if I told you that thousands of people once died because of an wooden bucket? Not gold, not land, not a crown, a bucket. This sounds like satire, it sounds like a joke, but this actually happened. And it tells us something deeply uncomfortable about human nature. The year is 1325. Italy, as we know it today, did not exist. Instead, the land was divided into powerful city-states, each acting like its own country, each with its own army, each fiercely protective of its pride. Among them were two rivals, Modena and Bologna. Their rivalry had existed for decades, not because of a bucket, but because they stood on opposite sides of a much larger conflict between the Holy Roman Empire and the Papal States. Politics, power, control. The bucket was not the cause, it was the spark. One day, soldiers from Modena entered Bologna. Near a public well stood something ordinary, a wooden bucket. As a joke, or perhaps as an insult, the soldiers took the bucket and carried it to Modena. That's it. No blood, no threat, no declaration. Just a stolen bucket. But Bologna didn't see it as a joke. They saw it as humiliation. Their city had been mocked, their honor questioned. And in the medieval world, honor mattered more than reason. Bologna demanded the bucket back. Modena refused. There were no serious attempts at negotiation, no effort to de escalate. Instead, armies were raised, weapons were sharpened, thousands of men, farmers, sons, brothers were sent to fight, not for survival, but for pride. In 1325, the two cities met in the Battle of Zappolino. Tens of thousands of soldiers clashed. Swords, shields, horses, chaos. By the end of the battle, around 2000 people were dead. Families were destroyed, communities shattered, and Modena emerged victorious. What did Modena take as a symbol of victory? Land, tribute, prisoners. No, they kept the bucket. The same wooden bucket, now displayed proudly as a war trophy. Even today, the original bucket is preserved in Modena. 7 centuries later, the bucket survived, the people did not. The story isn't really about a bucket. It's about how small insults become big disasters, how pride overrides logic, how ego silences reason, how escalation feels justified until it's too late. History keeps showing us the same pattern, a word, an insult, a symbol, and suddenly violence feels acceptable. The weapon changes, the time period changes, but the human mind doesn't. Today, we laugh at the idea of a war over a bucket, but history turns toward us and asks, are we really any different? If a bucket could start a war, what can a tweet do? A headline, a single sentence. History doesn't repeat itself exactly, but human ego does. And that may be the most dangerous constant of all.